Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the month of January. You have this time for a nap card and this not for you card. I think you had this card with me in one of your recent readings, the time for a nap card. So it might be time for a break. You start with the Empress, and the Empress is definitely a card of self-care. So I think that, taking time for yourself would be a good idea. The Strength card is also a card of like internal work. She is quieting her inner voice with the Strength card. So I think that for a lot of you, it could be a quiet start at the beginning of the year, and we'll see what comes up. But it doesn't look bad. And I don't think quiet is necessarily a bad thing. But again, you could just be more internally focused. You could be working on your own stuff here with the 8 and the 10 of Pentacles. And you could just be a little bit more, behind the scenes, which is fine. Like I said, the reading looks really good. So, I think that it will be good, like I said. But you start with the Empress, the Strength card, and the Two of Wands. The Empress is, like I said, about self-care. She's also about looking for easier ways to do things, which I think that everybody needs to become more efficient at this time. We're literally in a time of efficiency. And, again, I think that if you look at the world, regardless of how you feel about it, with like AI, when you think about it, it's like it is efficient. So again, whether you like it or you don't, doesn't matter. It still is efficiency. So on a personal level, we can all become more efficient and work with the energy. We just have to find better ways to do things, which I pretty much encourage everyone to do. But, the Empress isn't struggling to get her result. All she has to do is wave her scepter in front of her and this wheat will grow. So in a lot of ways, like I said, she isn't like forcing things to work. She isn't trying to, make things happen that won't happen or whatever. So, again, I would be looking for ways to simplify what you do, or to, I think another option here, by the way, is support. Like, are there things that can support your work or your business or your career, or just even if you're working on yourself? I would be finding support with this energy. You have the Strength card. Strength is a card of patience, but, again, it is a card of quieting your inner voice. This Lion represents like her inner demons, her inner critic, but she is the one that's in control of her inner voice, her inner critic, and she isn't allowing it to take control of her life. Now, this is something that she has to work on every single day, but because of that, she is developing strength. And I think a lot of you could be developing strength, or you have developed a lot of strength. Having the 10 of Pentacles right next to it kind of says to me that it's time for you to get like a result for the strength that you have developed. So again, some of you, it's almost like I feel that 10 of Pentacles is saying that you're about to be rewarded for the strength that you have developed. You have the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands can represent progress. Some of you, I feel, are going to be making a change this year, because we have the 8 of Cups, and then we have the 4 of Wands over here. The 8 of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. The 4 of Wands is like a portal card. Usually we have to complete one thing and cross through the portal and celebrate with these people that are on the other side of the card. So it kind of looks to me like some of you could be, right at the beginning of the year here, you could be thinking about like moving on from a job, or, moving on from what you do. Or again, like I always say to you, Aries, I personally don't think Aries in particular has to make a complete change. You could just be, upgrading your work. You could just be changing the way that you do your work. So that's definitely an option. Again, as I've said to you probably in the past, other signs, it's like, I feel like the other signs could be making complete changes. Your changes seem like more like upgrades to me. So again, that would be my focus if I were you. With the Empress, you have the High Priestess. Very interesting. We have the High Priestess with the Empress. We have the Hierophant with the Emperor. These two, I like the High Priestess and the Hierophant better than the Emperor and the Empress. It's usually a little bit more of a spiritual connection. So for those of you looking for love, there definitely could be a very, very strong connection, because we have both divine counterparts, and they're kind of both showing up together. So that looks good. With the Strength card, you have the Death card. Death is like some sort of big transformation. Again, Pluto in Aquarius is very transformative, and we just, had Pluto officially move into Aquarius not too long ago. So, and again, Pluto is very slow moving. So, again, we might not feel those changes like right away. And that could be why it's coming up in January of this year, even though Pluto is already in Aquarius. But as we move through the year, you could be making more changes. And, I think that would be good for you, Aries. With the Two of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles would be like a big opportunity, and the thing with the Ace of Pentacles is it's just an opportunity that has potential. So with the Ace of Pentacles, we really have to nurture the opportunities we receive into existence. And then you go Ten of Pentacles to you, the Emperor. So you're showing up in a very strong position. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength. But, again, there could be a lot of success coming in for you here, Aries, or like a lot of personal growth. If you're getting a financial opportunity or if you're working on any new projects, this looks amazing. Sorry, I forgot what we're doing. Next, we are going to look at how you can have the best start to your year in 2025 in January. You have this dolphin spirit. It says, stop taking life so seriously and splash some joy into your everyday life. Yes, play is very important this year. You have this family and heritage. It says it's time to get back in touch with your loved ones you have been away from. And you do have the Hierophant here. The Hierophant can be kind of like a card of traditions or traditional beliefs. So I guess I could see how the Hierophant can kind of represent, being with family or spending more time with family, which I also think would be a good idea for you. But I definitely feel play in this reading because we have the Magician pointing towards the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is about enthusiasm. He is just excited for his journey, and that's why he goes on the journey. So the Magician is pointing at him, literally saying, for you to manifest the things that you want at this time, you need to play. You need to explore new ideas. Again, the Page of Wands has no proof that his journey is going to be successful. The only thing he has is his enthusiasm, his zest for life, and his desire to just adventure. So I think that the Magician is really kind of encouraging that. It's like I have found in life that if I tried to do things for money, for example, it never works, right? like if that is the reason that I'm doing it. If I do things for fun or just because I want to see what happens, usually those things lead to money, right? Isn't it weird how that works? So I kind of am getting, the reason I'm saying that is I'm kind of getting that energy off of the Magician. The Magician is kind of saying to me that, if you do, the reason why you are doing things is going to be very important this year. And that is definitely something that I think could give you a good head start to the year in January is, focusing on your reasons. And again, if the reason is like money, then maybe you need to re-examine like whatever it is that you're thinking of doing. Because I think if you do something just because it's something cool that you could learn, then it will probably lead to more money. I don't know. It's kind of a weird message, but that's what I'm getting. You have the Ten of Pentacles, more money. So definitely very good finances for you, or you could be working on improving your finances. Notice how I put the word work in there. I don't know. Some people really surprise me with what they think, so you never know. But yes, you are going to have to work for this money, Aries. Nothing just magically is going to fall into your pockets. So, the Ten of Pentacles is an amazing card, and the Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. But I always say that the Ten of Pentacles is building and leaving a legacy, which is something that we do forever. So again, bigger reason, not just money with the Ten of Pentacles. We get the Ten of Pentacles when we have a reason that we are building something. This is the tree of life, right? So this would be like building a business that does something so that you can change the world, like having like a good purpose behind what you're doing. And I don't know, I've never felt this before in a reading, I don't think, but I don't know why this is that important, but it is. Like having a solid purpose behind what you're doing is really going to make you more successful this year. With the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups can represent walking away from things that no longer serve you. I get the feeling with the Two of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles that you've kind of just outgrown something. Or it's almost like an experience or something that you do has kind of served its purpose. And, maybe there's really no reason to do it anymore. So, again, I think it might be a good time to kind of move on from things, that no longer serve you. With the Magician, you have the Hangman. This kind of changes things a little bit with the Magician. Sometimes I feel the Magician needs to get started on something. The Hangman is obviously in Hangman mode, and he has put himself in Hangman mode to gain enlightenment so that he can learn like what he needs to do to be successful. And so I kind of feel this is saying you need to get started on whatever you've been thinking about starting because you are ready. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. Definitely love in this reading. I'm telling you right now, if you are finding a person, this is clearly your person. I mean, really good cards. Ten of Pentacles, to me, is the best love card in the deck. Because, again, Ten of Pentacles is not just money. It is everything. And there's a family on the Ten of Pentacles. So you really could be meeting a solid person here. And it could be any sign. You basically have everything here. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Star. Purpose, right? The Star, most people don't think of it as a card of purpose, but the Star is like having a North Star. It is having that one big goal, wish, idea, story that you want to live, that you focus on and you make it happen. Again, you're like, I would say about like 10 people in this set of readings have had the Star. So, pretty much everyone. And what I would say is I think it's an amazing time for everyone to, pick one thing and make it happen. So that is going to be my collective advice, apparently, to everyone. Next, in the area of the challenges that you could be facing at the beginning of the year and what you can do to overcome those challenges. You have this intuition card and this patience card. I mean, patience, right? Probably not your strong suit here, Aries, but, being patient and then, of course, trusting your intuition is going to be important. I don't really feel it's a challenge with the intuition thing. I think it's just more saying that, when you feel something intuitively, trust it and don't let it become a challenge. You have the Emperor, the Page of Wands, and the Hierophant. The Emperor is you, and you coming up in a very strong position. Again, I feel pretty good about this, even though it's coming up in a challenge position. I feel just saying you are literally on top of your challenges, right? You are sitting above the other cards. So, I kind of feel like some of you are just on top of your challenges. With the Page of Wands, you have, with the Page of Wands, I feel that there's like an opportunity for you to go on an adventure, or, I get this feeling of growing past what you have been doing with that Two of Wands. And I think that maybe there's just a little bit of hesitation if you're thinking about doing something new in work or business, especially if you've been doing something for a very long period of time. It can be hard to transition. It can be hard to say, okay, I'm going to quit and go, or, I'm going to get a job first, which is what you should be doing right now, is get the job first, then quit, right? But it can be hard to say, I'm going to go get something else. So I kind of feel this is just like a little bit of hesitation. Next, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant can represent blessings. It can also represent marriage. And so, if you are meeting a person, this looks like a very good person, but, there might be some differences of beliefs or a different belief system between the two of you. It's very interesting, though, because, on the Hierophant, these two people on the card, these two initiates, they're on a parallel path. They're both going in the same direction. But maybe they're looking at the same thing from a different angle. And I think that if you are meeting a person, and I find, really I have found in life, and I've seen this many, many times, that when people find a successful relationship, usually it's not a relationship where both people agree on everything. Usually they're very different. I've seen it so many times where it's like two people who are very different have an amazing relationship. But one thing I will say is that both people have respect for each other, and also both people are willing to see the other person's side. So it can be a major problem if you're arguing about everything. But I think that if you meet this person who could be different, if you are willing to see things from their side, and vice versa as well, right? This can't be one-sided, then this could probably be something that's much more powerful than you realize. But it's kind of like, if obviously it's like this person's looking at the Hierophant this way, this person's looking at them from over here, and so it's like they're seeing the same thing from different perspectives. And again, I think you could be meeting a person like this, where it's like you are both seeing things the same way, but you're just not communicating the same way. Or maybe you both just, it's like you see the same thing, but in a different way, if that makes sense. So I think that if you could realize that about this person, you'll overcome that challenge, and it won't be a challenge. With the Emperor, you have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups has come up for everyone as well. We're definitely in I think we have maybe about 3-ish more years where we really, really need to pay attention to what our heart is telling us to do. I think we always should, but I just think for the next 3 years, we should put a little extra energy into trusting what our heart is telling us to do. And so, definitely listen to your heart and your intuition. With the Page of Wands, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, again, another challenge that we're probably going to be dealing with for a little while. The Queen of Pentacles, I think, is the time that we're in. Well, actually, the Knight of Pentacles, but, Queen of Pentacles is second. And so I think we are in a time where we have these big ideas for many different reasons, but we might not have the resources necessary to accomplish those ideas. The trick is we have to do it anyway. So even if you don't think you can do something, I would take the smallest step that you possibly can and then take another one. And before you know it, you just might surprise yourself here, Aries. And that's what I would do there. With the Hierophant, you have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords can represent a separation or conflict. Again, I think this could be a very good connection. I think that we're looking at what challenges could come up and what you can do to solve them because, again, tarot is not a prison sentence. So, again, if there are fights in this situation, I think, having respect for each other, listening to each other is the trick here. Again, two-sided thing. So if they're not willing to do that, then obviously it's not the right person. Leave, right? Plain and simple. But if they are willing to put in the work, again, you found a real one because, no one puts in the work nowadays. So, also a good sign. Here at the end in the good stuff, you have this Turtle Spirit says, slow and steady wins the race. You have this Badger Spirit says, be fearless, be bold. I don't think you have any problems being fearless and being bold, but it's showing up in the good stuff, which is good. I think things have been a little bit slow, but you're starting to get results because in the good stuff, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon, or it can represent more money coming in the future for the things that you're working on or doing or creating. And so I think that, the Eight of Pentacles is just talking about results. You have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles can represent feeling left out in the cold, but the Five of Pentacles is coming up in the good stuff. So obviously you could be focusing on your strengths more. I always say that the easy solution to the Five of Pentacles is do not call attention to your weaknesses. Make sure that you're focusing on your strengths. Make sure to pay attention to what you're good at, not what you're not good at. But again, in the good stuff, you're probably doing it. With the Four of Wands, I definitely think you could be meeting a person here clearly that you will be marrying with the Four of Wands. So that looks amazing. The Four of Wands is also the card of freedom. So you could be feeling much more free moving forward, or you could be feeling like you are being set free in your life, which is great. And, freedom is definitely something I'd focus on. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Page of Pentacles. Again, new work. I think that a lot of you are, by the end of the year, even though this is a January reading, I think by the end of the year, your work will have significantly changed. And obviously for the better, hopefully. I don't think it's going to be easy. Of course, you're going to have to put the work in to do it, but I think that it will be worth it, whatever change you're making. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Cups. Definitely a love year for you, apparently, right at the beginning of the year, too, here, Aries. So, could be a really solid connection. I don't even think that you will see other people, with your eyeballs, is what I mean. This is, really, I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but, this is giving me vibes of a person where it's they are the only person you see, when you meet them. It's you don't even want to look after you meet this person. So it could be a really good connection. With the Four of Wands, you have the Sun, best card in the deck. A lot of happiness, joy, happiness, peace. The Sun kind of shines a light on things that you need to pay attention to. So I would definitely say that it would be a good time to pay attention to your attention. Again, the Sun draws a light to things that, it's like a spotlight. It shines a light on the things we need to pay attention to. So if things are popping into your head or if you're getting intuitive hits, pay attention to those things. You cannot make this up. You have this marriage card and you also have this ring card, which also says marriage on it. So I don't know, invite me to your wedding. I don't drink. I'm cheap. I'm a cheap person to invite to your wedding, right? So there you go. I won't hit on the bridesmaids, although I might. It depends. Who knows, right? If I did drink, I can't be responsible for that. So there you go. You have this Broom card. It says new home, new attitude. There you go. I think that making changes would be a really good idea for you with that Two of Wands. So if you're doing anything to grow your business, upgrade your life in general, then it's going to be very good for you. You have this Feather. It says, someone you know is undependable and insincere. Yeah, if you're getting weird vibes from people, especially right now, and especially until April 30th of this year, we have Mars retrograde. Mars will go direct in February 23rd, and then we're in the shadow until April 30th. So I would just, for the first quarter of the year, the first third or whatever, I would really pay attention and make sure you avoid undependable people. You have this July card and this Forest card. It says muddled, unclear thinking. I actually think your thinking is clearing up. This is such a good reading, and I think you could be, maybe things have been very unclear since July of this year, 2024, but things could be getting much clearer. You have this ring card. It says the marriage will take place either in romance or business. Yeah, obviously here, Aries. So it could be love related for most of you, but again, for others, this could be you really committing to an upgrade in your business or your career, or again, even if you're retired, you could really be committing to like personal changes. And even if you're not retired, you have the Strength card and the Eight of Pentacles, which for me are both cards of working on yourself or improving yourself in some way. So again, you could be committing to everything. Ten of Pentacles is committing to everything. So I think a lot of you could really be making some deep commitments here as well. But damn, Aries, this is the best reading I've done for January so far. I only have 2 more left. So I don't know. I think this is very, very good. So thank you for being here and enjoy it.